myself or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious, so I move with it.
Change is one thing that is permanent in life, and yet people are afraid of it. The only thing you can guarantee in life is change. There's nothing as permanent or sure as change. Change is actually inevitable. So if change is a constant, the key to life then is to learn how to manage and benefit from change. Change is beautiful. For example, I say this often that there can be no improvement without change. And yet, not all change is improvement. For example, if you used to weigh 110 pounds and now you weigh 170, that was a change. But it's not an improvement. It can actually be a threat to your health. But if you want to improve, you have to change. And God is a God of change, even though God never changes. Because everything God does is always temporary. He never does the same thing twice. No miracle in the Bible was ever repeated. God never healed anyone the same way twice. God is too creative to remain a constant. God is permanent, but he never does anything the same way twice. So you got to get used to change. And change is the most beautiful thing in the world, because change means that you are never going to be bored in life when you keep company with God. And do you know that we hate change because change threatens our security. And our security is what traps us. Nothing is more dangerous to self-destruction than comfort. This is why, Ecclesiastes 3 says this. It says, to everything there's a season. Then it says there's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to laugh and a time to mourn. We love the laughter part. But we forget that there's going to be a change where sometime we got to cry. We love the part where it says we gather. But what about the part where it says we scatter? Change comes into your life to remind you that nothing is permanent. You got to learn, therefore, to live life very loosely. Don't hold on to anything too tight. That's why God has the principle of change in life. The danger of comfort and security is it traps you from development and growth. Whenever God wanted to do something great, he always upset comfort. Because the only way for God to take you where you're supposed to be is to get you to leave where you are. And where you are is secure. Change produces two things. It produces insecurity and the unknown. And both of them are very important for growth and development. And we are afraid because we expect things to remain the same. Like I said earlier, the most important approach to dealing with change is to expect it. We expect things to remain the same, and so we set ourselves up for disappointment. The way you benefit from change is you expect it. I like what the Bible says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 4. It says, there's a time to laugh and a time to mourn. When the mourning time comes, I like the Bible says, we may mourn for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Now, I wrote this book because people keep destroying themselves, self-destruction, because they treat change as an enemy. When in fact, the enemy is comfort. The enemy is security.
Keegan is a little ball of fire, and the fire comes out the top of her head with her red hair. She just loves life.
My bad, family. I'm over here trying to post. I'm over here trying to make a post on social medias. Give me 1 second right here and let me get it together.
I was like, what is this? Right?
I got commercials playing and everything. YouTube, do not strike my video. You know what I mean? Fair use, YouTube. My bad. I ain't mean to let all that play. I was over here trying to invite people over from Instagram and all that. But anyway, we here. So welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. This is the Black Business Showcase, and I am the God Sincere Love, here with my lovely co-host, Nicey Girl. How you doing tonight, beloved?
I'm good, cold. It's in the 50s today. Cold.
Oh, y'all got the 50s,
But I
okay.
got shorts on. Y'all.
Complaining about the cold, wearing shorts. Don't nobody want to hear that. Where my East Coast people at? Where my East Coast people at in the chat? Don't nobody want to hear that. What's going on, Mama Love in the building? Cool Keezy, I see you, family. My dude, A, what's up? What's poppin', A? Okay. So yeah, we got another good episode, another great episode of the Black Business Showcase coming up for y'all. Jackson Harlem in the building. What's going on, family? All right. So I didn't get to post that like I wanted to, but it's all good. It's all good. So let me let y'all know who we got coming to the showcase tonight. All right. So we got our sister Key, who is the owner of the HoneyQueen Juice Bar and Boutique out in LA. The HoneyQueen Juice Bar started as HoneyQueen Lemonade, a lemonade stand in Leimert Park. They began with 3 original lemonade flavors. Their collection then expanded. And they cycled through being featured in several restaurants and juice bars around LA to years later, July of this year, opening their own juice bar boutique. The space is a fusion of wellness boutique and a stop-and-go juice bar featuring several confectionery treats. HoneyQueen Lemonade, the theme of the store, featuring several unique lemonade flavors. The goal is to advance the live juice bar offering smoothies and cold-pressed juices. They're located at 4343 Crenshaw, Suite 106, Los Angeles, California. And without further ado, I would like to welcome you, Mrs. Key, to the Godcast. How you doing tonight, beloved?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I was stumbling all through your bio and everything, but you know.
No, actually, you did an amazing job. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here with us.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know you said you're still busy at the store right now as we speak, right?
Yes. So you guys may see customers stopping in and out, or you may see me turn away and greet people. So if I break focus, just know that I'm still working. We're still open until 7.
We love it.
Multitasking.
You know what I'm saying? Black business in real time.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
And so, yeah, I always like to start off with how you got started. Like, how did this whole journey begin for you and everything? If I'm understanding the bio correctly, so you just started off with the lemonade, right?
Yes.
Before you had a place or anything, it was just you was making a lemonade at the crib.
Well,
going around to all the barbershops.
I'm a bartender by trade.
Okay.
And I also have a background in mixology. So just playing around with recipes. I also used to work at a vegetarian restaurant out here in LA. And they had some similar flavors, but they were like full of sugar, food coloring, things like that, a lot of artificial things. So I decided to, I was inspired to recreate the recipe with healthier ingredients. And then I changed the flavors, of course, extended the flavors. And, I began to just bring it around family and friends initially and just let them try it. And they respond very favorably to the lemonade. And after doing that and after getting the consistent, positive reviews, people were like, yo, maybe you can sell this. And originally it wasn't really a thing that I wanted to sell. I just loved it. I love lemonade. It's always been like a favorite drink for me coming up as a child. You go out to eat with your parents. I never got soda. I always got lemonade. So just always loved lemonade. So it was just easy for me it was more of just like a passion project. But Leimert Park, before it became what it is now, they would just allow vendors to kind of go out there and it was like a free enterprise you could set up if you had a product. And you kind of had like that creative license to really try your products with the community. And that was where I kind of got my footing in Leimert Park. I was able to, I started with 3 original flavors, and I was set up every Sunday for they have something called the Drum Circle Art Walk. And several vendors would be there. They would have like dancers, drum circles, things like that. So it would attract a nice crowd, but they will also have like, food trucks. And there was no beverage vendors in the park. So I would go out there and just sell my lemonade, and I would consistently sell out. And people were like, yo, like, where can we get more of this? And I'm like, I may have to do something with this. So it kind of just came together by osmosis from there. But definitely it was inspired just with my background in mixology and as a bartender, and then just the various restaurants that I've worked. And then just getting the stamp of approval from the community, I think really pushed me to the next level.
Well, that's a dope origin story. And I don't know if people are peeping it, but I want to slow that down a little bit, because there's a lot of business gems in there and that little creation story, and you might not even be aware. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, people just start businesses without no business background. A lot of us, we don't have no background in business, and we just go for what we know, right? But me learning over the last like year and a half now, I've been taking courses online with Brother Ben X and a few other business coaches, learning actual business game and different strategies. And so listening to you tell that story, you actually did a lot of the things that I've been learning. You know what I'm saying? Like when you tried everything out with your family, that's like a soft launch, like a good way to test out your product, to see how it is. And then, going to the events that they was having in the Leimert Park area is like a soft launch. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how the public is going to react to this. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And then all of those steps taking it to the next level. So yeah, that's a great story. And, I don't know if you were intentional about that, or is that just the way it just happened?
That's the way it just happened, really.
Yeah.
That's the way it just happened. As far as the business aspect, I've always I think just the discipline that I kind of got in college and how I was raised, I think that definitely spilled over into how I run my business. So it made sense for me. Before the lemonade business, I actually in college, coming out of college, I used to model, and I had a fashion business called Pretty Black Boutique. So I used to make handmade accessories and apparel before the lemonade. So I've just always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always read books on entrepreneurship. The first book that I finished cover to cover was Millionaire by Farrah Gray. So I was very inspired by him becoming a multimillionaire at 12. And I was like, oh my God, I'm behind the ball. Because I think I read the book at like 10. So just being inspired by rags to riches stories, Cinderella stories, people who came from nothing and were able to amass this amazing amount of success without selling their soul, still been able to be cultural and still been able to be plugged into who they are. And I always told myself that, is it possible to have both? Like, can you live well and can you be successful and not have to basically sell out? And I just want to show people that is possible. I've created a space for upcoming entrepreneurs. That's actually the second part of our store, which is why it's HoneyQueen Juice Bar Boutique. Because the boutique side of the store is me kind of opening the door for incoming entrepreneurs. So I have maybe over like 15 to 20 entrepreneurs that are merchants that I'm working with who are actual vendors who came up in Leimert Park the same as I. So it's just my way of just like, everybody wasn't helpful, initially coming through. I had to do a lot of finessing. I had to do a lot of finagling. And I kind of want to avoid that process for these upcoming wave of entrepreneurs. Like, if you need help, if I can provide the help, I'm willing to provide the help. You don't have to, tap dance essentially, or I don't, bend over backwards to get the assistance. So
dope. So dope.
Beautiful. The village, creating that village that our community so much is missing right now. So you're extending an olive branch, right? And helping them and building that village that we still need and need more of. So good job. I love that.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna pass the mic to Dicey in just a second, but can you tell us about that area out there in Los Angeles, the Leimert Park area? Because I know you said before it became what it is now. So give us a little bit of history and let us know what's going on in that area now.
Okay. Yes. So just what Leimert Park is known for is like community, traditionally community, free enterprise, family. And now it's kind of progressed because of a lot of corporate interest, a lot of gentrification. It's advanced to something that is everybody has their hands on. They're opening a train right next to the park, so I'm sure you can imagine what that is going to create is a wave of a different type of people. And there's been like several different partnerships with like several universities in the area. So what they're doing is they're just trying to basically usher in a different community, a different crowd. And what that's going to do, it just changes the a lot of times the fiber of the community. And what it does is where you used to be able to just come and set up on Sunday, and entrepreneurs were allowed the free reign to just get their product up. Now you have to pay, or if for example, Juneteenth, it used to be grassroots sponsorship. Now they have Chase Bank, or now they have, Starbucks. So I think you kind of get the idea that the corporate interests are slowly moving in. So that's why I said before it is what it is now, because while it will provide some additional opportunity, at what cost type of thing.
And for whom?
And for whom, exactly. So it's unfortunate, but I am actually, on a brighter note, there has been a lot of, businesses that started in Leimert Park, in addition to myself, that have also opened storefronts this year. And we thankfully are going to benefit, you know what I mean, from all that's going on. Like, we're still going to benefit because we are here, we are anchored here, and we are a collective. So that is a good thing, that there is a lot of like the Black business owners here. We all know each other. It's like a whole block of us, all Crenshaw. We all speak. We come to each other's store. We support each other. So there is a very strong collective, and we are very active in the community. Like, we go to meetings, we communicate. So that is something that makes me very excited and very happy. In addition to the train opening, because of course that trains are good for business. So
indeed. Now, do a lot of people actually own the property or just renting the storefronts?
Well, gratefully, in my particular building, our particular building is owned by a Black doctor.
Okay.
So that's a blessing. And before it was owned by this Black doctor, it was owned by like, I think, an African woman or some big mogul. So thankfully it's been in safe hands. And it looks like it's going to stay in safe hands. I'm speaking into existence that it's going to stay in safe hands. But this area is a hotbed area. I mean, every day we're getting notices that, hey, we're going to shut down Crenshaw for filming. They're constantly recording movies over here, commercials. As you can see, there's been a tug of war on the Baldwin Hills Mall, where, I'm sure you heard that story. So this particular area right here, Crenshaw and Vernon, especially right down to the stretch where, Nipsey Hussle Square, or where all of that is, all the way down, this is all a hotbed area. So corporate interests have their eyes and their hands on this area. So that's why we try to make sure that we maintain each other, support each other, and create the stronghold and show that we are a close-knit community.
And so for those that are listening or maybe watching this on the replay, that mall that she's talking about, there was a group of Black folks that raised some money to try to purchase the mall, and they actually went with a lower bidder, you know what I'm saying, in order to stop them from making that purchase. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to keep, some Black ownership in that area and some Black enterprise in that area. And the owners of the property actually opted to sell to someone outside of the community for even lesser price than what the Black folks was willing to pay. Exactly. So for those of y'all that didn't know that.
I'm from this community, so I know about it. I know, one of yours, of course, is Tariq, which is how I met you at the Black Student Union in 2017 at Long Beach State.
Oh, yes.
I met you there. Yeah, I met you there. And he was trying to, or has been trying to, purchase a building on
right next door to us.
For the museum. They are not trying. Actually, I believe he just stated that instead of accepting his bid, which was more, they're going with another buyer who's going to put a weed
A
store,
weed shop.
um, a
Mm,
weed shop that's not black owned, by the way.
mm,
So,
I
mm.
heard about
what
that.
she's saying that really does ring true because there's other people, trying to not even lease, a storefront, but trying to buy buildings and also
Buildings.
offering more
Own
money,
and
and we're
own.
being rejected. Yeah.
That is true.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I'll let you I'll let you go now, Nicely. I ain't gonna hog the mic up.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. And so, question for you too. Obviously, COVID, right? How did that affect your business this last year and a half or so?
Well,
Good question.
um, to be honest, COVID actually helped. Yeah, my business a lot. And I really don't like to speak positively about COVID because there's been so much devastation. But
Mm-hmm.
aside from, maybe a few things here and there, this has been the two probably best years for my business because right before my business, right before we opened the storefront, we were already online. We had already
Mm-hmm.
pulled because we were in a few stores. We were in Earl Square, we were in Juicy Juice, we were in a few different stores around LA, and we had pulled away from the shelves just to kind of do some rebranding and everything. So we were already online. So when they closed all the stores down, we were already online. So while everybody was
Right.
already purchasing online, we were kind of like ahead of the curve. So it really helped, and people were still, the lemonade was still in demand, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it
And
really helped. And then we were able to kind of rebrand and come back with the storefront. And I'm grateful to have found the space because it's a really cute story. Our particular storefront used to belong to a really good friend of mine who's also another entrepreneur. He owns a print shop called Fresh Prints. And
Fresh Prince, dope.
right, Fresh Prints is cute. And he used to, this was actually his old space. So his business has
Oh,
expanded crazy during COVID, another one. And so he took off. So he moved his business and then I ended up getting his spot. So
well, that's
um yeah, COVID definitely helped with, like I said, with everything being online, and then with the no contact delivery. That's another thing that was very convenient because we were already doing delivery as well, so
right.
um it just really worked out. And now since everything is opening, we're in the process of getting two corporate vendors to kind of keep business rolling because we are positioned in the back, so we do have to use like marketing tactics to kind of give us more visibility. Um but yeah, we really didn't, there was really no.
Now, believe it or not, I think all of our guests have either started their business during COVID or their business had expanded, had scaled during COVID.
During COVID,
So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it presented a lot of different opportunities to get creative.
to
You know
get
what I'm saying?
creative,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely did. I mean, spending that much time inside, and if you're a spiritual person, if you're a thinker, I feel like you can't be an entrepreneur if you're not, somewhat of both. Um, you just have to tap in. And
Hmm.
honestly, I
Hmm.
was at a crossroad asking myself, okay, like how serious do you want to take this business? Like how serious do you want to move this forward? Is this just a hobby? Is this something you just do when people call? And at this time, I was already deep in, and people would still be asking me like, hey, are you still doing your business? Are you still doing your business? And I'm like, yes. And that was when I really had to accept it. Like, okay, I'm about to take this to the next level because I was at a crossroads. I didn't know, there was a lot of different things that I could have done before getting to this level, but I had to go with what is the most feasible, what makes the most sense, what is the most manageable over time. Because
Right.
I've had like opportunities to be in large grocery stores. I was going to go with like the vending machine route. I was going to go with like the nightclub route where, we use the lemonade as like a chaser, or, as like to mix with cocktails. Like there's been so much opportunity, but this ended up being the best way because when everything shut down, none of those would have been accessible to me anyway. So, and the thing about it is that all of those things are still available, but
Right.
like I said, it's about which made the most sense at the time with the resources that were available. So
Too.
Indeed.
I was going to ask you that too. Were you going to expand to an adult beverage?
you breaking, say it one more time, you're breaking up?
I said, were you going to expand your brand to adult beverages as well?
Adult
Like, can we
beverage.
To adult
adult
beverages,
beverages?
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
You
Well,
will.
see, I've been thinking about that, but see, I want to take it a step further. I actually want to do infusions. So I want to do like,
Ooh.
I want to eventually get into like, yeah, to do like edibles with the lemonade. I don't really want to get into
Mhm.
alcohol. I feel like people like they'll buy the lemonade and then like chase it and mix it how they want. Maybe for the summer, I've been wanting to get like a daiquiri machine, like eventually to do like some daiquiris or something like that. But I would definitely want to get like an edible going. So I've been
Okay.
looking at some
Mm.
tinctures and looking at some mixtures and things like that because I think that um, healing people are getting more into medicinals and healing and things like that. And I think the lemonade would be like a perfect product to introduce. So
So I know California is very 420 friendly, but
yes,
does that going to require like additional licensing or anything like that?
yes, it will.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
They
Luckily, I
also
know some
money
people
hungry.
who are. Say it again.
I said they're also very money hungry out here. So as long as you're
Yes,
licensed,
exactly,
California will take your money
and that's
now.
why the process is a slow process, right? It's probably best to and I've been talking to some dispensaries about this. Like if it's just easier for me to just partner with them and then just ease it in that way and go under their licensing since they already have the credentials. So I don't have to
Right.
pay for anything up front, and then just be like, yo, we have an amazing, an edible lemonade because there is actually a Black-owned dispensary right up the street from us. It's actually a female who owns that one. And she and I've been waiting to kind of get in contact with her because that's probably what the best bet is to start there. Like she said, because of the money and because of how they are money hungry. But that is something that I want to do as far as getting to like the adult beverages or getting into like the inebriations.
Indeed. So there's a couple of places that I want to go, but let me just stay here for a second. When you said you guys were already online, like can people order through like Postmates or DoorDash and stuff like that?
That was actually so that was going to be my surprise for December.
Let's blow it up then. Let's
Yes,
blow it on up right here on the Godcast.
I'm literally like I'm literally like probably will go live tomorrow, but we are about to be available on DoorDash and with Uber Eats.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So I'm really really excited about that. And then yes, in addition to that, they can also order online. So there's going to be a feature online to where they can order online and then have DoorDash deliver that way, or they can order directly through DoorDash.
Because when you do that, don't they kind of promote you on their site as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Depending on the package that you pick. So they have different packages. And depending on the package that you select, it includes promotion. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's DoorDash.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but that was going to be my surprise. I was just waiting for it to finalize. I just have to send them an updated menu because we have a seasonal menu and then we have our regular menu.
Okay.
So, but since you already said it, thank you.
You heard it here first, ladies
You
and
heard it
gentlemen.
here first.
You heard it here first.
Right. Breaking news.
Yes, so I'm really excited about that. So
By
we
the
have
way,
between that and the train, and then just like my regular clientele, and then I'm going to be getting into some other marketing. I'm just really realizing the power of social media in regards to business and marketing, and just using it to your benefit. Not only just to get followers, but just to get more engagement, just to get more eyes on your products. It's absolutely important to the point to where Instagram is deliberately shadow banning businesses to encourage you to pay for marketing.
Yep.
So
Yep. That's very
it's
true.
like, okay, Instagram, but it's just like
Wow.
everything from, so I'm just coming up with different ways to market. I'm going to be working with like some comedians. Like I know some Instagram influencers. So
I
just
was
to
gonna
kind of
say
see if
too,
they
yeah.
can, Yeah. So
that's a great way to subvert that. That's the reason why we do stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Just to give people a platform to be able to get their products and their services in front of eyes and ears that, you know, might not, you know, the algorithm might be hiding them from you. I mean, hiding you from them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so definitely influencer marketing is great. You know, anybody that you know who has a large following, you know, and your niche is pretty wide, like who don't like lemonade, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like something that's just like a specialty thing, like you make lemonade, you know what I'm saying? And so not just lemonade though. What other products do you got in there? Are you still doing the handcrafted things that you were doing prior?
Yes, actually. So I would like to show you guys, but I don't know if I can flip the camera around. But yes, so we have everything from, well, we have a few different products. So we are a holistic wellness boutique. And this is just the foundation, because eventually the goal, I'm going to have an actual live juice bar where you can come in and get a freshly blended smoothie or a cold pressed juice. That's why we changed the name from HoneyQueen Lemonade to HoneyQueen Juice Bar. So just kind of manifesting and speaking into existence. This is just phase one. So I know people, they come in and some people are just, you can see the people who are thoroughly impressed and just like, wow, congratulations. And then you see the people who, they got a little stank on their eye and a little twitch in their face. And I'm like, look, check this out. I'm blessed. I've been able to do this, like you said, in the middle of a pandemic and show people that it's possible. But getting back to the products. So we do have the handmade crafts that I have from Pretty Black Boutique. So we have earrings, different types of jewelry. We have bath salts. We have bath soaps. We have different types of intimate wellness products. We have, for example, yoni steams and scrubs and oils. We have beard oil. We have shea butter. We have meditation candles. We have regular burning scented candles. We have herbs, loose herbs. We have incense, sage, skincare products, loose teas. And that's like, I think, our boutique side. We also have like different types of like kits and loose stones and things like that for people who are into like meditations or just want to give them away as gifts. And we also, in our fridge, we have different types of confections. So we have like raw vegan desserts, bean pie, of course. I love bean pie.
Me too.
And then we have the lemonade. So yeah. So it's basically, I mean, when people come, they lounge, they chill. And I think I'm going to arrange it to where it's more of like a lounge where there's more like comfortable seating, because people come and they love the vibe. Like that's the most consistent thing that people say when they come in. They're like, wow, like it's a great energy in here. I love the vibe. And that makes me feel so good, because that's the point. It shows that energy is real, and it also shows that people know when you're passionate about what you do, so I think that I go out of my way to be very intentional to build a good rapport with everybody that walks through the door. And yeah, absolutely. It's fun. Of course, we get our others that come through and they overemphasize that they support Black business. I'm like, okay, well, if you do, I need you to buy one item of each of these vendors.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know what I mean? Like, show me that you really support.
Put some of that reparations tax on there too.
Right, exactly.
By the way.
And I do. Oh, I thought you said this was $5. $50,000.
Thank you and come again.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I have a great time every day. I love coming to work, like, for example, today my dad came to visit me, my mom came to visit me, several different friends came through just to talk, and yeah, we're also starting a podcast.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to let you know that the vibe that you're speaking of is definitely coming through on the Godcast this evening.
Yes!
If y'all can feel it in the chat, make sure y'all put some fire emojis in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and share this on your social media platforms as well. Invite 2 or 3 people to come kick it with us tonight, man. We're having a good conversation so far. Shout out to the Great Black Shark in the building, by the way, man. Good brother right there, man. Brother? Good brother right there, man. He connected us with a lot of our guests that we've had on on the Black Business Showcase so far, man. Shout out to the Great Black Shark. Yeah, so you got a podcast?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I was just saying that some of the conversations that we have in the store actually inspired the podcast, because people would come in and they'll just like chill, and I'd be like, okay, and I'll be doing like work on my computer or whatever, and I'll look over and I'm like, oh, okay, they ain't leaving, so we'll just get into a conversation. And I was like, you know what, we should start putting these conversations on YouTube, and literally there'll be everything from entrepreneurship to issues in the community to dating to everything. And I'm like, you know what, let's start a podcast to where we can promote, obviously the store, entrepreneurship, and then also create a platform for us to just kind of just have these discussions about these social issues. So yes,
I love the way that you think, because a lot of people don't realize how much content they're leaving on the table, so to speak, just in your everyday life.
Every day.
People start to overthink creating content for social media. Almost everything that you do, especially if you're doing business, almost everything that you do on a day-to-day basis can be part of what you're posting on social media.
Like life is, if you think about it, life is hilarious. Like if you had a camera on you, you know what I mean? Like some moments in your private life, you're like, yo, if somebody recorded that, I would have went viral. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So do you have a name for the podcast and any tentative launch date that we can look for?
Yes. So it's likely going to be at the beginning of January 2022. We've already recorded one episode, so everything should be edited. We're going to do another episode on the 31st. So we're going to do like a special New Year's Eve episode. So probably the first week of January. And the show is called The Middle Ground.
The Middle Ground. Is the page already created, or is it going to be on YouTube?
It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on, I'm deciding if I want to do an independent page, because I have my own page. I have to get the information, but it's probably going to be on my private page, and then I'll have like the sub series. Yeah.
Okay, to keep us posted, because we'll definitely be tapping in with you.
I definitely will, and thank you for the support, because I want to get it out there, because I feel like there are certain conversations that I'm not seeing being had, in social spaces, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should facilitate them. So
absolutely,
I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Fill that void.
So I'm done hogging the mic. I can keep going.
So I know I met you in 2017, right? And you were grinding then. How long has this grind, this building of your brand been? How long has this been going on for you?
Probably maybe 2015, like 2014, 15. Somewhere back there. I think that's when I decided to make it I think when I started bending in Leimert Park, it may have been 2015. And then maybe 2 years before that. So it's been maybe since 2013.
Coming up on a decade.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, look at the results. When you look back right now, you're like, this was dang gone worth it. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I have the support of my family, my community, and my talent, right? Because this is a talent. This is an art, and you did your little baby hands.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, do you do all the juicing yourself still? Or do you have a team, or are you still in the back, squeezing juice, doing all the mixing, bottling, everything at this point?
So I'm still building my team, which is hard to do. Like I've been trying to get someone that I could trust to manage the store, so that I can just focus on production. Because my product is an exclusive product, I mainly produce it, which I don't have a problem doing. I actually enjoy it. However, if I can just have someone run the store and just supply the lemonade, that's how I would like to, have it set up, so that I could just basically sit back. But I've learned, that's another thing you're going to learn. And it's funny, because one of my initial distributors told me that. They were like, hey, you're not going to never find good help. And I thought that they were being ridiculous and being facetious. And this is somebody who has like a family business. And I'm like, well, damn, you're going to say that and you have a family business. And he's basically saying like, even with the family or even still, like you're not going to never basically find, and what he was saying is you're not going to find someone who has the same passion, who's going to give your product the same attention, who's going to move your product and represent your product like you. You're hard pressed to find, you know. And even with me, like since I've opened in July, I've had maybe 2 people that I've tried to have in the store to see if like, okay, can I just sit back and just, you know, try to direct my energy elsewhere. And it's just like, it hasn't been sustainable. So unfortunately it is just me. But because I do this full time, it works out. So, it's just really good scheduling, you know, really good, which I'm really good at, you know, just making good use of my schedule, making good use of my time and carving out time to get things done so that I can produce and then also run the store.
What is the schedule? Are you open 5 days, 6 days a week?
5 days. Yes. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11:30 to 7.
Okay. Good brunch, happy hour type situations. Right. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if people want lemonade at 10 a.m. So, you got another one in there? Yes, sir. Sour cherry? Yeah. Need another straw? Yeah.
Black Business in Real Time, family. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You are tuned in to the Black Business Showcase on Sincere Love to Godcast. And we are chopping it up with our sister Key from the HoneyQueen Lemonade Boutique or Juice Bar Boutique.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I'm the HoneyQueen. I am the queen of the lemonade.
So where does the name come from?
This is actually our newest flavor. This is sour cherry. So it's like all the rage. The name, you know, it's complicated. It's complicated because.
What you think about the song that I picked for the flyer?
I like the song. The song is nice.
I chopped and screwed it.
You can't go wrong. I know. I was like, wait, who slowed it down like that?
Yeah. I chopped and screwed it because, you know, I was thinking about that drink down in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And also, so Instagram don't be hating and trying to put a strike
so there's no copyright. Yeah. Facts. You know. No, that was a great choice. And then you can't go wrong with Erica.
There you go.
Yes.
So what are some resources that has helped you along the way on this journey? You know, family resources, you know, saving, you know, from working, you know, just different, any type of resource. What resources have helped you along the way on this journey?
Resources. I had a few friends who provided like some resources to like warehouses to get like bottles and like just basically, let me see if I can give you something tangible that people can use, because most of my resources were internal. I had like friends who would refer me to like different bottlers. When I would do parties, people would refer me. So word of mouth was very good. Like I would normally book parties at the parties that I was already at, which was always great. Trying to figure out how to answer that question.
I like the way you answered it so far.
You just answered
it. Just mainly my biggest resources have been the friends who really rock and support my business. You know, though I think you're going to find that on this journey, your greatest resources are your supporters and the people who love your product. You know, and I think that list is always growing. That audience is always growing. And then you'll have like 1 or 2 family and friends that will support you financially or, you know, maybe volunteer their time or assist you. But that's it. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's not really many resources. Now, I know that lately because of COVID, there's a lot of like grants. I'm actually going to be applying for. There's like a lot of small business loans. I mean, not loans. Because I don't suggest anybody take out a loan. And that's another thing. I didn't take out any loans for my business. So my business was 100% cash. Out the mud from like I was working. I'm a case manager by trade. So I was just working and just using my 9 to 5 to support my business, and then began to save money and just kind of do it that way. But I don't suggest anybody take out any loans. There were several people who wanted to kind of give me loans and offer me loans, and I'm glad that I never moved forward on that, because I was able to accomplish all of those things without that.
Love
so but yeah, I mean, your greatest resources is going to be yourself, God, trusting in your ability, trusting in your purpose. And, if you're lucky, the few family and friends who are going to support you for real. But that's it. And like I said, I would definitely encourage people today to Google small business grants. There's a lot of them going on, given out right now because of COVID.
Yeah, definitely get those grants, because you Black, you're a woman. I don't know if you left-handed, but they got all type of set asides for different things. So, you know what I mean? Definitely get those grants if you can. Great Black Shark says, make sure you're using Uline, Quill, or Granger as vendors. They all report to Dun & Bradstreet. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Dun & Bradstreet.
I'm familiar with Uline.
Okay. That's something to check out. And another question from the chat is, do you ship out of state?
Yes.
Yep, she does.
No excuses.
Yep, she does. Mama Love. So viewer one. I know there's a couple people saying that they wanted to order some stuff from you. So yeah, she ships out of state, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we do.
I want you to talk about the spirituality aspect of business, because earlier you mentioned you don't believe that the two could be separate. You kind of got to have both in order to be successful. So what does that mean to you? Like, can you break that down for us?
You're going to have to believe in something higher or something bigger or something stronger than yourself, because there's going to be times when you're going to run out of gas, and you're going to feel defeated. You're going to feel unmotivated, and you're going to have to be somehow connected to your purpose. For me, I feel like whether it be lemonade, whether it be jewelry, whether it be tacos on the corner, I just have an entrepreneurial spirit. So I just feel like my purpose is to use entrepreneurship to help others who also have an entrepreneurial spirit and who wants to just create, because that's really what it is monetizing your creation. And like she said, it's art. She's right. I have a party that I'm doing on Friday, and they want, in addition to the lemonade, they want the display, because I create these beautiful displays, and because this is what you deserve, so just using entrepreneurship as a way to create opportunities to show people that they can use their passion, their talent, and whatever, they can monetize that and create an opportunity out of whatever they have, or whatever they may feel like if they don't have an opportunity.
Yes, indeed. And so where does all this come from? Because you mentioned earlier again about your upbringing and, just the way that you grew up and the entrepreneurial spirit being instilled in you early on. Talk a little bit about your upbringing. How did we get the queen bee of today?
So I'm going to say I was raised in a single parent home. My mother was a huge disciplinarian, and she was really big on structure. My dad was an older gentleman, a wise gentleman. He was not physically in the home, but he was present. And my dad always was very supportive, spoke life. So I think together I got my mom, who was more of like the structure, the discipline, and then my dad was just like, you can do it. You're talented, you're beautiful, you're worthy. And I think that gave me the confidence to fulfill my dreams. I wasn't never limited as a child. I was never told I was never made to feel small. My mom encouraged me to speak my mind. My mom encouraged me to have a voice. And I think that it created just the leadership qualities, just the confidence that I deserve it, and a lot of times when you are of a certain hue or when you present yourself a certain way, or if you look a certain way, people place expectations on you. And I've been happy to exceed expectations. And that is something that I actually live by. I like to exceed expectations. I like for people to judge me. I've been judged so many times. I've had people count me out. I've had people make declarations over my life or say things that they thought how my life was going to end up. And none of those things have been true because I hold myself in a very high standard. I have very high confidence. And
Yes, you do.
I believe that I deserve the best, and that the people who are around me and the people that I attract also deserve the best. And I feel like that should be the standard for us as Black people. We're excellent. We're excellent. We're beautiful. We're majestic, and I'm just tired of the cliche Black business being dirty, being unprofessional, being, late, which is something that I had to work on in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. But just wanting to raise the bar. So I think, like I said, just being raised with that strong discipline up front. Like my mom used to type out our schedules and put them on our doors. I've never even heard a mom that used to do that, but but she did. My mom had people, my cousins would come to our house and laugh oh, y'all got y'all chores on the door. But my mom would do that, just well, yeah. So we knew we literally had a schedule. So, but it created discipline. It allowed me to have a value for structure, for organization. And these are the skills that you need to run a business.
Indeed.
So yeah, paying attention and being a detail oriented. So yeah, just my mom and my dad.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think I needed to hear that.
Thank you.
For sure. Your dad sounds like,
even if they didn't know it. I'm sorry.
I love my pop. My pop actually used to always take me to this he used to have a yellow Cadillac. He would take me to this Pizza Hut right over here at Leimert Park, right over here. It's still here. And now he comes in the store every day, and he always just looks at me and says, "Oh, I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud." And that fills me with joy because I'm able to open up a business in the same community that raised me, in the same community that molded me. So it's really important that I am successful.
Yeah, I was gonna say your dad sounds like the type of dad that I'm striving to be, especially with my baby girl. I got one girl, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, I'm glad to hear that these are the results of that type of influence, that type of pouring into.
Yes. I mean, it matters so much for a girl and her father. I mean, I'm sure just with my dad he always let me know that he would kill somebody over me. He always let me know that I was the most beautiful, girl. He always he just basically he instilled me, he motivated me. And like you said, it matters so much when a father in particular instills these beautiful, it really motivates their daughter and really speaks life into their daughter. It matters.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, a lot of good feedback from the chat. I'm seeing Black excellence all over the place, fire emojis, hundreds, and all of that.
Yes.
So, yep, family is definitely feeling the energy. So I was creeping around on your social media and all of that, and I see, you know how I do. I be getting all up in the Black business. But
all up in the Black.
I seen that you had a dramatic weight loss. And I know you mentioned
you're on my personal page.
Oh yeah. I was all up in it. You know so yeah. And you mentioned earlier how I think you were working in a restaurant and you kind of was peeping their recipes, but you wanted it to be on the healthier side.
Yes.
Was that part of the motivation? Like you trying to get your health together and all of that? Why you wanted to do it?
I mean, yes, absolutely.
And what was that whole thing like too? Just what were some of the things that you implemented to lose the weight and keep the weight off? All of those things. Talk about all that.
So what inspired this mainly? It may sound ridiculous. I don't know if y'all want to hear the story, but there was a few different motivators to the weight loss. But to keep it cute, I'm going to say that going into my 30th birthday, I just really wanted to look different. I wanted to feel different. And as somebody who had traditionally been a certain size, I was just tired of carrying this extra weight. And I realized that it was just me being lazy. And this is just me personally. I knew that I was eating the wrong foods and I knew that I wasn't exercising. So there was a transition in my mentality where I was like, okay, it's time for me to do that. And I was already, I mean, the lemonade, it's sweetened with agave, you know, so no sugar. So the lemonade was already made as healthy as possible. And I was like, okay, I'm making all these transitions. Let me just go ahead and just finalize this thing. So one of the things I started to do was I started to fast. So I began with the water fast. Then I did a cleanse. And then I started to do intermittent fasting. And those were like the three things that I started to do. And then I started to just fall in love with fitness. So I was working out like maybe every day. It was definitely therapeutic for me at that time. Like it was just where it was like my therapy. It was my zen. It was kind of where I worked things out. This was like a few years ago. Life was much different for me then. So it was just like a spiritual place. And when I say spiritual, I mean, like, to make it clear, and this even, like I said, connecting it back to entrepreneurship, if you are in tune with yourself, your internal self, which is your higher self, I believe it speaks to you. It speaks to you when you walk past somebody and you're like, oh, the vibe is off. Or it speaks to you when your first mind tells you to do something and then you don't follow your first mind and you see later on like, dang, I shouldn't have followed my first mind. Like, to me, that's what I call spirit. I feel like we don't walk this earth alone. Like, we walk this earth with ancestors. We walk this earth with those who have passed on, and they're guiding us. I know I feel it because every time when I don't listen to my first mind, I promise you something happens. And my godmom tells me, always follow your first mind, and it is not a lie. And it comes up so quickly, and if you don't pay attention, you'll miss it. But just following your spirit and following your higher self. So that's what I mean when I say that. And that comes up to line you and I. The reason why, and this is something that I learned probably like in August, like this is like a new lesson for me, the importance of tapping in before you make any type of serious life decisions. Like, people have their different types of beliefs, but like I said, getting the confirmation with your inner self is just so important to make sure that you feel solid in your decision before you move forward in anything. And I feel like a lot of times we make decisions based on
impulse,
limited information, other people's emotions, other people's opinions of us, and it doesn't really sit right with us, but we don't care because we're trying to appease the people who are talking. And that was something that I had to realize early on in business. Like, there's been so many lessons since I've opened the store. And that's been one of them, is realizing that this is my business. And while suggestions and opinions are always helpful and are always useful, you are the conductor, you are the driver, you are the one directing the ship. So you ultimately know what the best decisions are for it, because God gave the vision to you, not to everybody else. And it reminds me of that skit of Dave Chappelle when he said that when he was doing it, when Dave Chappelle was on the Dave Chappelle show, and he said that the worst thing that he have to deal with is people coming to him with their ideas on a day-to-day basis for skits. Like, yo, Dave, you should do a skit about, and he's just like, oh God, like I can't get through the New York streets without people throwing ideas at me. And it's like that, where just people are just forcing their opinions, suggestions, and it's just like, okay, you know.
I'm doing pretty good over here. You know? Why don't you go do that?
Right? Seriously.
Man.
But like you said, because you're so tapped in, you have an understanding that if that's for me, then God will send me the message. God gonna let me know. Thank you, but I'm still gonna wait on that voice from God.
Exactly.
You know?
Because I'm checking in. I've been checking in, and I've just noticed this a change. I've noticed just so many shifts in my life and in the business since I have been checking in.
Right.
Yes.
I don't know if you like my fairy god sister or something, but you're speaking life to me right now. Like everything that you're saying is so much of what I feel inside, but you're articulating it in a way that's giving me a lot of clarity right now.
You're not crazy, I promise. We're here. Like, and that's what I try to tell people. Like, and those are the type of individuals that I want to attract. Like attract alike, right? Like people who understand, because everybody, I'm telling you, like, you will see, and they say that though, like, start a business and you'll see who your real allies are, who your real tribe is, who your real people are. Like, you'll see. You know, and that's what I've learned.
You
like,
know,
it's people are interesting.
you start off with a long train of cars, and then after a while, when you look back, it's just like one car left. You're like, where everybody go? They just start dropping off without you having to say or do anything. They just drop off on their own.
I'm telling you, when I first opened the store, I started a GoFundMe, like a little crowdfunding, and I was like, oh, I just know like everybody's going to support me. Like, I never asked for funds. People know, like, I've always been the one to get mine. Like, so I just know that everybody's going to come out and support me. People have seen me grind. They've watched me be consistent with this business. I haven't hopped from business to business. So they know that this is something that I'm really passionate about. I've shown consistency and when I tell you that, I think between me promoting on my several pages, I think I have, like, between my personal page and my business page, and I have some other pages, but the ones that I promoted on mainly was my personal and my business. I have maybe like almost 7,000 followers, 8,000 followers. When I looked at how many people that donated, there were about 60 people.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay. So for me, it was no pressure, because donations is always optional. And it was basically me bringing this to life, because there were some things that I had to take care of, get off the ground. And I was like, look, I can pay the rent up so that we're not out in a few months, but can you guys assist me in these areas? And thankfully, there were so many people who were willing to assist, and there were people who were willing to donate. But when I tell you that there were people who I was astounded, like, wow, you a hater, you know, just people who just like, wow, you know. I think the minimum donation was like $3. I told people, I was like, yo, I just need $3 from you, because I did the math. I was like, I have this many followers, everybody just give like $3.
Right.
So now, are they haters, or are they just not part of the tribe? You know what I'm saying? Because I was having this conversation recently with my oldest son. You know, he's into music, and he's really now starting to try to take it more serious. And so he's doing shows and different things that he has going on. And there's a lot of people, I guess, that he's expecting to support him, buy tickets, buy merch and stuff like that, who's not showing up. And so he was getting frustrated about that. And I was kind of telling him, like, yo, listen, a lot of your friends, even family members, are going to be the last ones to support you. You got to find your tribe elsewhere. Your tribe is out there. Just keep being you, speaking your truth, and you're going to attract the right people to you. And then when you get that success, those friends and family members will come along once they see that you popping, once other people verify you.
Well, you're right. And you're absolutely right. I was going to say the reason why I would use the word hater is because, to me, that's a hater. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know what I mean? Like, that's a hater, because it's like, if you really my peoples, you know that I've been on this journey for years. Like she said, I saw you back in 2017. If you really my peoples, you know that I've been on this journey for almost 10 years. So it's nothing for you to give me $3.
No doubt.
No, I took it very personally. Personally. And honestly, people who did not give, I did not associate with them after that. So I drew a very hard line, because I felt like I don't ask people for anything. People have seen me, like you said, get it from the mud. The definition of that, I don't ask for anything. I take pride in be like, no, I'm good. God, I feel like God will always provide for me because I don't mind giving. So I'm like, look, God got me. We're good. No worries. So when I finally come to my tribe and I'm like, yo, I need y'all to show up for me with $3 at the very minimum. If I'm not worth your $3, I consider that a hater, and you're not a part of my tribe. You're just like, you can't, for me, you can't justify that. If I was asking for like, yo, I need y'all to come 50s and 20s only, darling, then maybe it's like, well, damn, that's a hard line. But I feel like if I'm telling you like literally $3 would take me to the next level, and you feel like, well, show me first.
Yeah, I respect that.
You could suck it easy.
I respect that, because
And you
They
get $3
kind of
for
letting you know who
starters.
they are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Alex? This is my girl. She supports me all the time. Like, and like you said, me, it's my entrepreneur side. But
We like all the sides.
when it comes
Right.
to mess, and when it comes to showing me who you are, and when it comes to really, and that's another thing, when they talk pro-Black, and when they say, oh yeah, we got to support our own and we got to whatever, and I'm like, okay, well where's the $3 donation? And they're like, oh,
Right.
well, you got to show me first. You know what I mean? So
I'm
for me,
building.
there's not one person that has not come to me for support and I've turned them away and I have not support them. There's not one. Whether that be with information, like if they're just like, yo, Key, can I get a resource on A, B, and C? I got you. If I got it, I'll give it. Hey, Key, you know, could you, I have people that ask me for free lemonade, you know, to sponsor an event, you know what I mean? But it's really a way for them to get, you know, whatever. My justification was I've paid my dues, and there comes a point when you have to draw a line in your business and you have to really, you need people to really show you who they are. It's like, I need you to show me, like, are you going to support or are you not? And honestly, I just feel like families, friends alike, if you show me that you're not going to support me, or if my business is not worth enough, even if you can't give me your money, give me your time, share with a friend, volunteer in some type of way, you don't think that none of your energy is worth it, then
I agree with that. That's real.
Haters. The first word she used, they haters.
Absolutely. I cannot argue with that. I'll be trying to give y'all a pass, but
No.
nah.
it's
No excuse for
disgusting.
that. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah,
It's no
price
excuse.
is revolt. No, $3. Like,
$3.
come on. You have the average person going to Starbucks and spending maybe $7, $8 a day
Every
on
morning.
Starbucks. You mean to tell me you couldn't give me half your coffee money for one day?
Girl, $3.
Because I'm your friend, I'm your people. You want to see
Because
me
I didn't want
win.
people
That's
to
what you've
feel
been
bad.
talking
You
in my
know, sometimes
ear.
people was like, oh, damn,
Right.
if I can't give like 20 or 50 or a high amount, they'll feel bad. Like, damn, I don't want to give it all because I don't have a honorable amount. But I'm like, if the bar is that low, then if you give 5, that's a dignified amount. If you give 10, that's a hella dignified. If you give 15, 20, oh my God, I love you. You know what I mean? So I set the bar really low just so people, like I said, people read it themselves out. And honestly, I would encourage that. If there's any entrepreneurs out there, you should absolutely draw a hard line with your business to let people show you who they really are. Because if anybody who has had a business and they're like, yo, Key, you know, this is my product, whatever, I'm going to support their business. Even if I don't even use the product, I may not even like the product. I may give them a donation like, yo, I don't really understand the function of this product, but I'm not gonna squat on your dream or on your passion. I'm still going to do something and we do that.
Yeah, you know, I bought stuff from people because it's a Black business and
It's a Black
never got my
business.
stuff. It's a Black business and I've never got my stuff. Have yet to inbox them, email them, ask about it, nothing. I'm like, I support it. And, you know, it wasn't something that I actually needed. My goal was to support.
Just to support.
Whether I got it or not. Just to support.
And let me
There's
tell
been
you,
times I haven't even got my shit.
the reason why that's important is because a lot of entrepreneurs, they have, and I'm telling from an entrepreneur standpoint, they have the best intentions. But a lot of times people, and this is what I've learned, if your personal life is in disarray, it's going to affect your business.
That's true.
And a lot of times these entrepreneurs, their personal life is not managed. So that's why they're like, oh, damn, I was supposed to get you back your order. Well, I had this custody battle that I've been dealing with, you know, and that's it's not professional. It's not fair. It's not right. But a lot of times this is what these small business owners are dealing with. And that is one thing that I will say that we as entrepreneurs have to do better at. That's why I said setting myself apart and trying to be more professional. Then, like she said, damn, I order a product. And like I said, the point is that you still support it. And on behalf of entrepreneurs, we appreciate that because that's, at the end of the day, that's all we want is to support. Now, is it right that they're carrying their business raggedy like that? No.
Absolutely
not.
Absolutely not. We got to hold our entrepreneurs to a higher standard as well. just because it's a Black business don't mean
Yeah.
that we have to expect
You wanna cash
jankiness.
at me, babe? Alex?
But yeah, man.
You
And
gonna
also,
spend
like you said, there's a
cash
lack
at
of
me?
resources too, and a lack of help sometimes. So you know,
Yeah.
sometimes there is legitimate reasons
Yeah.
why we don't get our
No, I
stuff.
just don't know if
So
you're
we
waiting.
do. There's room to offer grace, and there's room to hold
Right.
people accountable as well.
Okay.
Guess what? I will never not or stop supporting a Black business because I had a bad experience with other Black businesses. I still go out my way to look for Black businesses. So those little situations, I'm just like you said, things are coming up. Maybe they're janky. Guess what? That's on them though.
Give them the
So
benefit. You have to give people the
blocking
benefit
my
of the
blessing.
doubt.
I want to do that. Yeah,
I have,
I'm
and
gonna be
especially
blessed.
with
They're
Black
blessed.
business
We're
owners,
blessed.
we don't do that, and that's the part that it hurts, because it's like small businesses, especially Black businesses, we don't have the resources of a Target or a Walmart of a whomever. So we
Right.
have to extend each other a little grace. Now, obviously, when it's excessive and when it's consistent and when it's ridiculous, then it's like, okay, come on. But there have been times where I've had some experiences with some Black businesses, and like she said, I'm able to overlook. I have somebody right now who I donated to. They were like self-publishing a baby book, and I donated to the book, and they were supposed to give me a copy, and I'm still waiting on the copy of the book, but I'm sure whenever she get it together, will she ever get it together? But I wasn't giving my donation like, oh yeah, I better get that book. It was just like, look, obviously I like the product, but at the end of the day, I supported another Black. She's a mother. She's obviously was struggling. She did what she had to do,
Right.
and it'll work itself out. But just like you said, one horrible experience or one negative experience will rule each other out, and that's not fair, because I can't tell you how many times I've been to Walmart, or y'all's favorite
Target.
Chick-fil-A or any of these other corporate stores, and things were disarray, and we went back because this was our only option, or because we didn't care that much or whatever. So I figured if we can give Walmart, McDonald's, all these other places a second chance, Target, we can give each other a second chance too.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's like
I mean,
like you
what is
said,
in that Taco Bell meat?
Right.
Yeah,
Y'all still in line?
Right.
I mean,
So to kind of go back to the products, did we cover the wellness aspect of the business?
Yes. So we can go into more detail. So for example, we have CBD Wellness Products. So like we have pain bombs for muscle aches. We have the anxiety. So we have like loose tea blends. For those who suffer with anxiety, we have, like I said, the anxiety blend is just like lavender, lemon balm, and chamomile, like a few other loose teas. So we have like teas.
You make all of that too?
No, I don't do the loose teas. However, I'm about to create iced tea that is going to be in our refrigerators. I'm going to release that probably at the beginning of the year, because I want to have something centered around like anxiety and things like that, like something that people can take that's chilled, like a tea. But those are mainly the main things. And then we have like different types of bath salts. So we just want to encourage people, to self-care, take baths, get massages, exfoliate your, growing or your, intimate areas, burn incense, burn sage, relax, get massages, meditate. So just things like we try to encourage those types of wellness things. We also do our Wellness Wednesdays, where we'll have our massage therapists, and they'll come out and they'll do chair massages on Wednesdays. You'll get a complimentary chair massage with your purchase. And then we also have like our sea moss. We also sell sea moss as well.
Okay.
So we'll have our sea moss distributors come and do like the sea moss. We have it dry, and then we have the gel. So those are the main wellness. And then of course, like the raw vegan cheesecake, no dairy, no eggs, no anything. So.
Oh yeah, I saw some of that too. That was looking delicious.
Yes.
I was delicious.
It's so good. People
now
love
can
it.
that ship as well?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe if we freeze it, we'll see. I'll see. I might have to send you one, and then you taste it and just tell me, because I mean it is dairy free, so it can't spoil, technically. It's made with fermented cashews. It's sweetened with xylitol, and then the crust is made ground walnuts and sweetened with agave. Yeah, it's really good. It tastes like a lemon tart. People
I'll be
say it's
there
kind of
soon.
tarty, but I like tart cheesecake or tart pie, so I love it.
Yeah, the bean pies. She
I'm
said, "Can the
coming on
bean pie
Saturday.
ship?"
Girl,
Listen,
look,
listen. You have no idea. You
I'm about
have
to eat
no
mine right
idea.
now.
You lucky you ain't in my plaza.
About to crack that
I
bean pie
will
as soon
be
as I'm
there
done.
on Saturday because I want to try this cheesecake. I'll be there Saturday.
Okay, yes, I'm
1000%.
looking forward to seeing you.
Yes, I'll be there
So
Saturday. I'm coming for this cheesecake
I'm
Yes, and
hating.
because
actually
I'm not a believer yet.
Saturday we're having an event. We're having our crystals for kids. So we're going to be doing like a crystal making workshop on Saturday. Yeah, so it's basically going to be, we're going to have like maybe 4 or 5 different workstations. They're going to be doing like beaded jewelry, find the crystals, just different fun stuff for kids for the holidays. So they're going to be
Nice,
making like bracelets, necklaces, and things like that.
nice.
Awesome.
Now,
I'll
now,
be
now
there.
nicely. What you mean? You're not a believer yet? You think it's gonna be?
About this whole vegan cheesecake, I don't know. Like,
Come
she
through,
said
we
no
make you a
eggs.
believer.
Like, so I'm going to be made a believer.
Yes. And come, yeah, and she already tried the lemonade. So
What was your
Yeah, I
first
know
3
you know.
flavors?
my first 3 flavors was mint,
Imitation.
pineapple cinnamon, and cocoa berry.
Yeah,
All different. All different. Nothing that I would
all different.
probably pick if I came in there.
I know, it's because you scared. And see, that's the
Not
thing.
even scared. Not even scared. It's just, you know what I'm saying. It just, I'll be looking for like some ginger, something, pineapple, ginger. You know what I
We have
mean?
peach ginger.
Okay.
We have peach ginger. That's another flavor. And actually, we remake many of the traditionals with ginger. So like pineapple cinnamon comes with ginger. Mango pomegranate comes with ginger,
Yeah.
and
See,
then
I
activated
need that.
charcoal.
I
Yes,
need that.
I haven't tried that one yet.
And so obviously you do vending at different events. Like you said, that's
I'm
how
hating on
you all met.
Say it again.
So I said obviously you do vending at different events and stuff like that because she said that's how she met you. So
I used to. I stopped. Just because it's just yeah, I don't. I'll probably start doing it maybe like the bigger events, unless it's like a large event, like I'll do like Taste of Soul or whatever. I don't know how that's going to be as far as
Okay.
congregating with the pandemic. But I used to. Yes, I used to vend. I used to do. I used to host events and then do different types of vending events. Yes.
okay, cool. All right, let me pull up your website real quick. Let me see. And in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all are clicking that like button.
Sure.
Click that like button, family.
Can the bean pie ship? No, we can't ship the bean pie, y'all. It's not gonna taste bad. It's not gonna taste great.
And them bean pies be hitting, boy.
We can ship the cook. We also have cookie dough. Our vegan cookie dough, Q Bake Shop.
Hold on. Let me see that.
This is the bean pie.
Vegan cookie dough.
So you just pop it in the oven?
Yes. Or you can eat them to go.
Or you could throw that in some ice cream.
You can throw it in some ice cream. That's the bean pie, but
Listen, I don't know how I feel about the vegan cookies or the vegan cheesecake yet until I come on Saturday and try it. I told you guys I haven't had a good experience with vegan foods here in LA. I don't know any good vegan spots.
I don't know what's up with that.
How?
What's up with that?
I just don't. I don't
They're
even know
everywhere.
the name. I have yet to have a good experience. I'm sorry, I haven't. Like it just wasn't good. It was bland, chewy.
Have you been to Veggie Grill?
I haven't.
I've had some banging vegan dishes.
Have you been to Veggie Grill?
No. Veggie Grill.
You gotta go to start with
down.
Veggie Grill. They're like fast food, vegan food.
All right.
And I know, and the thing about it is, if you could eat all of those treats and keep the weight off, I know that I could eat those treats because that's my problem. I got the sweet tooth.
I'm telling you, you can eat. It's all about moderation. And it's all about not exceeding your calorie deficit. You know what I mean? I need that sour cherry lemonade.
Oh.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Look at Mama
And yes,
Love.
Simply Wholesome is another one. No, it's really all about not exceeding your calorie deficit. Once you lose the weight and you know how many calories it takes to maintain your weight, just don't go over that. So if you want to have, like, literally, let's say your calorie deficit is like 1,200. Excuse me, your calorie maintenance is 1,200. You can literally fill that 1,200 calorie day with donuts, and you won't gain weight. Now, obviously, you shouldn't do that. Why? Because you're dealing with sugar, so you can get high blood pressure.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna like there's other side effects to that.
That A1C level,
calories and weight gain. As far as long as you don't exceed that calorie range, you're not going to gain any weight. Now, obviously, people want to fill that with healthy foods, nutrient dense foods. So that's how you're able to maintain your weight. But if you want to throw like a cheat meal in there or a snack,
no,
I'm telling you, I love sweets.
Several snacks.
I'm still able to maintain, my weight. I've been able to keep the weight off. I lost over 70 pounds. So I went from 220 pounds to, I think I'm 160 now, but my regular weight is like 155.
That's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know for women it's a lot harder.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because our bodies want to gain the weight. With them thighs, and that waistline, oh my Lord, like it wants the weight.
All right, definitely congratulations.
The wrong areas.
So here goes the website, y'all. Y'all can visit www.
Hey, Honey Queen.
What is it? www.honeyqueenlemonade.com. Yeah, www.honeyqueen, and queen is QWEEN, y'all. QWEEN. Just in case y'all typing that in, there's no U. QWEEN lemonade.com. Hold on. Let me close this. Go to site. If I hit click that, it might change the page though. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So this is a nice looking site.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Yes, this looks nice.
I did the site too.
Oh, you did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need some of that game too. We need some of that game.
Yeah, I use Wix. A lot of people don't like Wix, but that's what I use.
I never tried Wix, but I have heard of Wix.
And I use GoDaddy as my host. Wait, do I use GoDaddy as my host? I may have stopped using GoDaddy, and I may still be using Wix as my host and as my portal.
I had GoDaddy for my domain names, but I switched it to Google domains. That's just more user friendly to me.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try them.
Yeah, it was more user friendly, especially when you want to forward it and like mask the, like if you want to cover up.
My site is so pretty. Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks very nice on the screen. It does.
That's right.
And so I see that, you guys can order half gallons, family.
I remember that.
But I don't ship the half gallons just because of the weight.
Oh, it's gonna cost too much.
Yeah. So
So what's the best way for people to order? Like, is there like?
I ship the 16-ounce bottles.
Okay.
So you can go up to I think shipping, and then you can just order like that from shipping.
Yo, the site is dope. By the way, the site is really dope. I'm sitting here looking like, hold up.
Thank you.
Got the gods on here, Riza Islam.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Bria on here, Tariq Nasheed.
Everybody who's anybody has had Honey Queen lemonade. I'm just saying.
What I mean? Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Just saying. Right. His original tea too.
So you B1 approved out here.
There you go.
B1 approved out here. Stamped and certified.
There you go.
Dope. So yeah, that's
www.
Yes, I can. It depends on the. I mean, I was
saying someone wanted to put it in their store.
Yeah, I mean, we used to before I got the store, and we can depending on the store. It's just honestly, traditionally, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good experience for me, but we can try depending on It's not listed on the site though, but I'm sure like people who inquire, they'll like send me an email.
Yeah. You want to give that email out?
You said give out the email?
You
Yes,
wanna give your
it's
email?
thehoneyqueen@gmail.com. So the THE honey HONEYQWEEN @gmail.com.
The Honey
Mama Rose says
Queen
she got skills. Yes, she does.
at Gmail.
Thank you guys.
The Honey Queen at gmail.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let me type that in the chat and I'll throw that on the screen right there. There you guys go.
Yes.
Just in case anybody wants to inquire about doing some business with the sis. Oh, shout out to my sister. What's going on, Mimi? Mimi in the building. Good to see you here, sis. I think it's your first time tuning in. I don't know what you're saying. Yes, it is too, but appreciate you. Make sure you hit that share button. All right. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So I already did the site, all that. You got any questions in the chat? Anybody got some questions for our guest in the chat? Or if you got anything over there, nicety.
Yeah. Oh, she's I'll wait for her to come back.
I think Tamisha is a little bit behind. Tamisha, hit the forward button. I think you're a little bit lagging.
So I know that you're going to be closing down your shop in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to ask you my favorite question that I ask every guest. What does freedom mean to you?
What does freedom mean to me? Just being able to move through this life, through this world, without restriction, mainly, in the general sense. And then if you want to get deeper, freedom is financial freedom. You know, once you get to a certain level economically, to where you're untouchable, to where, you know, the laws are different for you, that's a certain level of freedom as well. And then, of course, there's mental freedom. But I think all in all, just been able to kind of move without restriction.
Cool. All right, no final questions from the chat before we get out of here.
Got to put it on the screen.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds because I know it'd be lagging a little bit. But it's coming to the part where I'm gonna put you on the spots in just a minute.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Look at her. She's like, spot.
Yeah, you. All right, I don't see no questions coming in. So yeah. Definitely have to visit when I make it into town. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all support our sister. You know, whether you in LA or elsewhere. Again, you can order online. Make sure you're following her at HoneyQueen_juice bar. And remember, the queen is with a WEEN, no U. So HoneyQueen_juice bar. Make sure you're following her on the social media. You want to promote any of the other pages? I know you said you had a few different pages.
Just my personal page, which is Key is Winning. Key_is_winning.
Key, just like a spell right there. KIIY _ is
_ winning.
Can I spell? Yeah, I got it.
Yes, don't you smile when you say it?
All right, there you go right there in the chat, y'all. At Key_is_winning. And so yeah, we're getting ready to bring this thing to an end. It was another great conversation, like we always do at this time. But right now, I gotta put you on the spot, and the mic is yours, and the entire Black community can hear what you have to say. What parting words would you like to leave us with tonight?
The entire Black community.
Yeah, all of us. All the melanated folks, we listening, and we need.
What
and
I
we
would
need
say
this.
to Black people, oh my goodness, I have a lot to say to Black people. First of all,
take your time. Take your time.
No, I would want to say to Black people that I love you so much. You know, you are a reflection of me, and I believe in your potential. And for those of you who also share that entrepreneurial spirit, I just ask you and encourage you to tune out those naysayers, those haters, those who don't share your passion, don't see your vision. Tune them out. Realize that the vision was given to you and not to anyone else. And as long as you believe in your goals and your vision, you're going to accomplish that. I also would say is that continue to love on one another the way we should. Have those Black babies. So I'm a supporter of Black love. It is what it is, unapologetically. And recycle Black dollars. You know, like I said, your support matters, even if it's $5. Give a tip. Don't ask for discounts. Don't ask for the homie hookup. It's annoying. Don't put people in a position to have to tell you why I don't give discounts, because that's an awkward conversation. I have to tell you, dog, this is a business. I have bills just like everybody else. Let's respect each other with the same code that we give the Chinese, that we give the foreigners, anybody else in our community. We don't ask them for discounts. We come with their money, and let's just continue to, like I said, continue to love on one another. And I thank you guys for supporting HoneyQueen Lemonade with a W. And I'm so happy to be here. Look for our juice bar expansion. We're about to take over. And remember my face.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love that. I love that. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you for those words. We all definitely need to hear that, and we need to adhere to that. Don't just take in the information, family. Apply the information. You know what I'm saying? The application is the most important part. And make sure y'all look out for the podcast as well. What's the name of the podcast again?
It's going to be The Middle Ground. Yes.
The middle ground?
The middle ground, yeah. And the concept of the middle ground is to have both of the genders present, talking about the issues that we deal with in our community. So like we have what's our big names right now? We have like Kevin Samuels on the left and his rhetoric. And then we have a Cynthia G on the right with her rhetoric. So we have like these extreme genders who are, I feel like, causing a divide between the genders. So the middle ground is just supposed to be a way to bring the genders together to discuss the issues that we'll talk about with them not present. Oh yeah,
I definitely got to tap into this.
Yes.
Definitely got to tap into this. Yeah. So I see where you're going now. Now I see where you're going. You just made it clear. Because earlier you said, you said there's some conversations that need to be had that I don't hear people talking about. And so now I definitely see where you're going. You're about to bring that balance to these digital streets.
Exactly. And we have some really good guys, like the guys that we have. This one guy, he's very, very controversial, very passionate. So I'm really excited to bring him on. So I want to hear the man's perspective, because the narrative that is going out is that Black men hate Black women, and that they can't wait to get with anything non-Black. That's the narrative. I don't know if Black men are proud of that narrative, if they understand that that's the narrative, but that's the narrative. The other narrative is that Black men are very treasonous, and not supporters of their community.
Yeah, and we don't protect Black women.
You don't protect Black women, exactly. So we need to have the conversation that, is this true? Is this a false narrative, or is this our brothers deliberate with this? Or do they understand how they can shape media to change this narrative, or are they proud of this narrative because maybe they just don't care? So
as a Black man, as a Black man, I just want to say that I reject it. And Black men, Black women, we in this together. We all we got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black family structure is the biggest threat to systematic white supremacy. So, like my sister said, let's keep making those Black babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stay together. Stay together. Stay together. No more baby mamas and all that.
Right.
We done with that. All right. So thanks again, family. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Again, make sure you do your due diligence with all of the buttons, whether you're watching this on Facebook or whether you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow in the channels and all of that. Follow me. I'm at Sincere Love to God on all social media platforms. My co-host at NicetyGirl1 on Instagram, without the one, on all other platforms. We will be here again. Well, I'll let you do that part. My bad.
Too long.
Can I say one final thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just want to say, people begin your journey of tapping into your purpose. That's what I just want to say. Start finding out what your purpose is. Some people know what their purpose are. Some people are born knowing their purpose. Some people, it takes them years to find it. Some people never find it. But if you are just kind of living your life casually, ask yourself, is your purpose, are you currently walking in your purpose? Meaning that whatever you're doing on a day-to-day, those habits that you are setting, those repetitive habits that you're engaging in, is any of that leading you to your purpose, or is any of that inspired by your purpose?
Right.
I'm clipping that part right there, so y'all will be seeing that on my on your news feeds tomorrow. I'm clipping that part right there, and I'm sending it to all my kids.
Right.
Thank you for that.
No,
Yes.
I needed
Thank you guys
that.
for having
I
me.
needed that. Let me tell you. No, thank you for coming again. Thank you for gracing our stage, because this is our stage, with your beautiful Black business, with your beautiful face, your beautiful spirit. We appreciate you. And I know I'll be there Saturday, and you have my continuous support. And
Go live.
we'd like to also support her in any way that you can. It could be a social media post. It can be you ordering lemonade from Postmates, showing up to the store.
Support is simple. It could just be a share.
Yes, support.
Indeed. So, what's my lines again?
We are not.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Sincere Love to Godcast. This was another great installment of the Black Business Showcase. And remember, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Appreciate y'all tapping in tonight.
All right. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, Thursday, same time, same channel, as we have sophisticated business owners, a Black female attorney based in Dallas, Texas. So she will be some business game on LLCs, incorporating, trademarking, all that good stuff. So that's going to be tomorrow, again, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Sincere Love to Godcast Black Business Showcase. And thank you again for coming on to our show and letting us all up in your Black business. Also, make sure you guys tune in on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we make you all Black to the future.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.